Alright, you all, this video is the leader is it's called be a leader, not a follower. Because a lot of times we and it's came about because it's something that I know a lot of us know that it's best to be a follower, but for new people out there and for just sake of the children, sometimes I think there's somebody out here who needs to hear this, who needs a reminder. And this and I said, because I've seen a lot of people where they're always following someone that trend what they're doing, and it also can kind of be, I think it's also kind of the cause of some people low self-esteem because they're looking at other people and they see what they have, but they don't know what they did to get there. You know, you want to be that, but that might be who you're supposed to be. But it's a positive thing because it's encouraging you, and you should hire it to encourage you. But okay, you know what I'm saying? I like what she's doing, and to give you something positive to think about, and you go after something, do something good. But I think it should encourage you to follow your dreams where your dreams are. I don't think it should encourage you to try to do what she's doing if that's not what God has given you. You know what I'm saying? So when you see somebody, it should encourage you to follow your dreams and not try to do something that is not you, that's not fitted for you and your skills. And one of the things I'm talking about is like leading people to greatness, because a lot of times, like, you know, we are all somebody's peer. So you know what I'm saying? So so when you have that power to lead someone and to persuade someone, it's best to persuade. It's best to make sure it's with good intentions. You know, you don't want to follow somebody that's leading you to do something and it's not good for you, it's not a good lifestyle, and you know. And you want to sit there. If you're gonna, so that's why I say it's best to be a leader and not a follower. But if you're gonna choose to follow someone, make sure it's, you know, somebody's going towards greatness. But it's best to be a leader because you can set your own destiny and you can be in control. Because everything that someone does is not good. You know, everything that good is not gold. And so you don't want to be following someone and it's not good. Like, for example, you know, with the smoking or having sex or doing the drugs or what have you, just because your friends are doing it, that's not something you want to follow. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of want to lead by example, but make sure your example is a good example, something positive. You know what I'm saying? Especially these teenagers who have younger siblings, that they're watching you. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want them to do what you're doing, make sure you're doing something that's positive. You know, and be an example for them. Because a lot of times we're so quick to want to do what everybody else is doing because we want to fit in. And, they're going to laugh at me if I don't do such and such. Well, either way, even if you do, they're going to laugh at you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have sex, they're going to laugh at you. If you have sex, they're going to laugh at you. If you don't smoke the weed or the marijuana, they're going to laugh at me. If you do smoke the weed or marijuana or cigarettes, they're going to laugh at you. So, you know, no matter what you do, that they're going to laugh at you. You know, if I, you know, I think I mentioned the sex, like if I sit there and I don't have sex, they're going to laugh. If I have sex, they're still going to laugh no matter what. And 9 times out of 10, the ones that are pressuring you to do that, they haven't had sex themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're lying about the fact that they had sex just to get you to do it, but they haven't done it. You know, so no matter what you do, either way they're going to laugh at you. That shouldn't be the reason to do something. You know what I'm saying? You don't want somebody leading you to do something that's not good for you. It's not for your best interest. And another thing I noticed was that for the past couple of 7 years I worked in daycare. About a couple months ago I was working at this daycare, and I noticed that the child, and this was like young, a lot of this stuff is when it comes to leading and fall, it starts at young. It starts real young. I'm talking about like in daycare, like 2, you know, because you know it's the age of monkey see, monkey do. And I noticed this one boy was sitting there, whatever this other child was doing, he was always doing, and he knew better. You know, he knew not to climb it, because I was saying, you know, climbing it don't do, you know, so he knew better than to climb up there. And he heard it, but the thing was, because he saw a friend do it, it was like, well, I saw my friends, I'm going to, if my friends do it, it must be I'm going to do it. What he's not realizing is that when his friend was doing it, he was getting in trouble for it. You know, I recall constantly saying over and over again every day, you know what I'm saying, be a leader, don't be a follower. You know what I'm saying? Make your own decisions. You know, don't do what you see everybody else do. And in that moment, I realized that you know, you got to get them young, and parents kind of, something that's it's called parents teaching their children, training them early, because you know what I'm saying, a lot of parents don't realize this, and they need to hear this. Nowadays, kids are following at a young age, like 2. So you have to let your child know what's okay. Hitting, kicking, cussing. Some of these kids are 2 years old and they're cussing. You know, because they hear the parents cussing. So you have to be mindful, you know what I'm saying, when you're around children, what you're saying, what words you use, because they will repeat whatever they hear. So it's up to you to make sure the kids are doing, the kids know what's okay, what's not okay. And you can't just say, hey, it's not okay to hit, you know, or it's not okay to sit there and kick, or it's not okay to do this and do that. You have to make sure, sometimes you have to discipline. Because if your child's at home and you know your child's doing it and you see your child doing it, and you discipline, you can't be mad when the school is calling you to have meetings because your child is hitting and you knew. Because had you had dealt with it when you saw it at home, it would have been an issue. You know, and that same child, 2 teachers had saw him slap his mother on the face, 2-year-old, and she didn't do anything about it. And I remember thinking, actually about a few minutes ago, I realized that she didn't realize that she was sending her child a message when she did that, because she could have took to the bathroom and set him straight. You know, the message she was sending was that, hey, it's okay for you to hit an adult, and not only that, but it's okay to hit a woman. You're telling him so you have to realize the message you're sending your children, you're in discipline, you're telling them, because what's going to happen as he gets older, so now you're teaching your kids that it's okay to beat women and hit women or hit people in general, because you're a woman. They say you're not just his mother, not just an adult, but you're a woman. So you know, saying that you're saying, oh, it's okay for me to hit women. It's going to be them. What's going to happen as he gets older, it's going to turn into him beating on women when he's in a relationship, beating on them. And you know, he has he had a sister, and of course, you know, some things you see him, you need to say something, because you don't want to sit there and make sure that, oh, it's okay to be hitting on a woman or hitting your sister. It's not okay, because there has to be boundaries. The child has to know that in this world, that there is an adult in this world, and that every single person was not a child. And he has to know, okay, I'm the adult and you're the child, and that's the boundaries. He has to know, you know. And if you don't sit there and teach your child that, you can't be mad when you get called and they're like, hey, your child doing such, and you knew and you didn't do anything about it. So you kind of want to teach them, let them know, so that way even if they see their friend or their peer doing that, they know that it's not okay. And I know that even though he's doing it, I see him doing it, I still know that's not okay. I'm not going to partake in that. And you have to put it in them young, because they're picking up those things and they're doing them. And the parent knows it, because he probably been doing it at home for a while, and it's like he's not being disciplined. Then you're sending messages, not real time messages you're sending. Oh, it's okay to kick out adults. It's okay it's okay for you to hit me, your mother, because if he's saying you're in discipline, what do you think he's going to be when he's in school? And so you can't be shocked when the teacher saying, hey, he kicked at me or he hit me, because he hit you and you didn't discipline him. So you can't be surprised, but a teacher's not going to tolerate that. And that's why a lot of teachers are sitting angry, because you're sitting there letting your child hit you. If you find your child hitting you, fine, but it's not okay for him to do somebody else. You can't expect a person to be okay with their child hitting them just because you're okay with it. It's unacceptable. And so we have to teach. You know what I'm saying? Well, we have to teach them early, and then to know that despite what you see, if you know it's not okay, don't partake in it. You know, and I realized at an early age, even that too, then you learn to lead and not follow. You know what I'm saying? Because it can kind of help, because if they see you doing good, after a while, you know what I'm saying, the other kids, you know what I'm saying, they're going to follow. You know what I'm saying? And do what you do, which is why that child was doing that. The whole jumping, not listening, because his friend was doing that, wasn't really listening. You know, and so we have to, as parents, we have to be mindful. We have to be more aware that when we don't discipline or do certain things, we're sending a message to our children. And we have to ask ourselves, you have to ask yourself, is that the type of message I want to send to my children? That's okay to abuse women or abuse people or hit at people. You know, so you want to encourage them to start a positive trend, that they lead, make sure they lead and do something good. If you're going to sit there and you're gonna do something, and somebody wants to follow what you're doing, and whatever you're doing, they want to copy what you're doing. Make sure it's something good. Make sure it's something positive. It's constructive. It's not gonna harm them or hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that it's okay to say no, and to not be falling around and getting involved in that, in those things. You know, and let them know what is, and let them know that you might live in the world, and you might work in the world, but you're not of the world. I'm not living in this world. I'm not working here, and I might sleep in this world, and I might, go to church, but I'm not of this world. I live in this world. I work in this world, but I'm not of this. I'm not of this world. You know what I'm saying? You are something completely different. Okay, I live in this world, but I'm not of this world. You know what I'm saying? I live according to God's will. And it's very challenging in this world because of the temptations. But with God's strength and will, and you have to put God's strength in your children as well. Let them know that with God's strength and His will and His power and His authority that He's given you, that you will be able to conquer those temptations. He's giving you the authority to combat those temptations, whatever might arise. And so be mindful that you might live in this world, but you're not of this world. So you don't behave as of the world. You don't live like the world. You don't live according to the world. And so I challenge you today, parents and teenagers, be mindful of how you are, because you are peers, because you are role models, especially when you have younger siblings. You are their role model. You know what I'm saying? You're the oldest. You are like the first. I would say first teen role model, for your younger siblings. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're not teenagers and they don't have their teenage friends yet. You're their first role model. Same as parents. You know what I'm saying? You are your child's first role model, how to be as a person, and how to be as a man, and how to be as a woman. So you kind of want them to know. So because kids, when it comes to learning, who they're gonna look at? They're gonna look at that parent in terms of how they're supposed to be as a mother, as a wife, as a father, as a husband, or as a brother. They're gonna look at how you behave, how you deal with things. And if you sit there and you are arguing in front of the church, they're gonna say, "Oh, well, it must be okay because my mom argued in front of me," and it's not okay. So you just be mindful about how you deal with things, because you're the first role model. You're the first female role model, first male role model. So that's why it's very important to make sure you pick the right person that you're going to have children with, who you're going to marry and stuff like that, because they're going to be that role model. And if your wife if you knew you married, she was fast tails, whatever, you can't be surprised if your daughters are out there like that, fast tail, what have you. So if so be mindful who you choose and who you pick. You want a woman to put after you so quickly, but then turn around. You don't want your daughter to ask her when you you're panicking, whatever. That's what you want her mother to do, and now you're trying to warn her about the guy that you used to be. So I know. Of course, yeah, you know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, you know. You know what I'm saying? I know how God said, yeah, you know how God's on, because that was you. That still is you. So I challenge you today to be a better role model. So start asking yourself, okay, how do I behave in Adam? What type of example am I giving my daughter? Or what type of example am I giving my son? In terms of what to look for in the wife? What example am I giving my son in terms of how to be a man? What example am I giving my daughter in terms of what to look for in a husband? So challenge us still. And that's right. And what I'm saying, like when we have problems and stuff, as a married couple, how do we handle it? Are we arguing for the children? Do we go behind doors? What example are we setting for our children? If my child does something, how do I handle her? Am I disciplining her correctly? Am I preparing her and teaching her and guiding her the right way to make sure she knows what's right and wrong, what's okay to do? Challenge yourself. Start, checking yourself, get yourself, start looking in the mirror. And ask yourself, what am I doing to make sure my child is a leader and not a follower, and not following someone down the wrong path? Because you don't want your child to, because when your child is following someone and making a decision based on what someone else is doing, it could lead down the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? When they choose to be a follower instead of a leader. A lot of times when you follow somebody, it's not, like I said, it's not always good. It could be the wrong path. It could result in you ending up in jail, dead, being prostituted, murdered. No telling will lead you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to be. That's why you have to operate in the spirit, and the Holy Spirit guides you. And listen, if it tells you don't go to that party, or don't go to this event, or don't go to the game, or you know what I'm saying, or don't go. If it tells you to stay home, don't go out at all. Listen to it, okay? Obey the Holy Spirit, and see what blessings that you get. I love y'all. Good night. My YouTube channel, Alicia Yancey. Please subscribe so you can get notifications. So that way, whenever I do a new video, it lets you know and you can watch it. Please spread the word to your family and your friends about what I am doing, so that way I can come to a city near you at a local event that your city might be having, so I can spread God's wisdom, knowledge that He has given me to give to you all. God bless you. I love you. Good night.